Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Manshed. Okay, now this video is on a TP Link Tapo camera, and I recently uploaded, in fact my last video I uploaded was about Tapo smart plugs, and I went through all the screens on how to set them up and everything, and during that video I skimmed over the fact that I've got a camera, and I showed you a tiny bit of footage of that. I was going to go through into detail on the camera, but realised the video was getting quite long as usual for my videos, and there was so much in the camera, so many settings, that I thought it warrants a video of its own. So that's what I'm doing this for. Now, I will give you a warning. I will be mentioning during this video the word ALEXA, because you can control it from the app. So I've turned mine off. So if you want to turn if you've got one in the room, you don't want to keep going off while you're watching this, turn it off now. So yeah, this is the thing. So I'm just editing this video, and I just realised I didn't show you where I got it off Amazon. I usually show you right at the beginning, like now, the one I got off Amazon. So we'll have a look at that now, and this is the one. So there you are. That was the price as of December last year, $29.46, down from $35. So obviously price will vary. This was the one. It was a TC. It's got on it TC70. It's also got written on it C100. Is it C100? Yeah, Tapo. Sorry, C200. And if we look at this one over here, this is the C210, which seems to be a model after the C200, and it's actually a $5 cheaper. That's got 3 megapixel. This one is down as 1080p, and there's this one which is 2K, so increased resolution on that one. That's 40 quid. So I had a quick look online, the difference between a C200 and a TC70, and there seems to be no difference apart from some minor regulatory things. So whatever, but that's the one. So choose the one you want, but like I said, that's the one I got, the TC70. I dare say the others are exactly the same to use, maybe a difference in resolution, I'm not too sure. So that was it on Amazon. Right, just squeeze that bit in there. So here's the rest of the video I'd already recorded. Little tiny camera for internal use. It's not an external. It's by no means a CCTV camera, but you'll see it's extremely handy for monitoring a room. Now, I have had one in the past. I got this about 3 years ago. Very similar looking thing. Almost the same. That's got an external aerial. And when it worked fine. You could motor it around, up and down, everything. And it was so flaky, the connection. It was unbelievable. It was a cheap one off Amazon or eBay, I don't know. But it just kept going out of connection and everything. So it just remained on a shelf unused. But once I got the Tapo plugs and saw how great and reliable and easy to set up they were. Again, this was a pig to set up for reasons mentioned in my other video. So I just didn't bother using it. One thing I do like about this, it's got the a brass fitting on the bottom, brass threaded insert for a standard tripod connection. The Tapo one hasn't. So what comes in the box? I've long ago thrown the box away because I wasn't going to do a video on it, but like I say, I am doing so. That comes in the box, the unit itself, along with a wall connector. Now, it is a permanently wired one. It's 9 volts, this. It's a pity it didn't run, because this one ran on USB. So it's a pity it didn't run on 5 volts. Then you could just use the standard USB wall plug, and if that ever gets damaged, you've usually got spare ones in the house. This has got a permanent connection in, and if they get broken, you've had it, you've got to buy a new one of these. Luckily, this sort of thing, once it's plugged in and kept, it's not the sort of thing you move around a lot, so it should be okay. But you get that with it, and it's a really, really, really long lead. I've measured the lead, and it's 3 meters long, so should easily reach a plug in your room from your desired position for this. So I'm going to plug it in now, and I'm going to put it on the case I've got on my chair behind, so you can see it. and you can see that the alarm, or hear the alarm and see the light when it flashes the alarm, when it detects motion, and stuff like that. I'll be going through all its features, and I'll also be going through how to set it up, and I'll have my phone recorder on screen as well, so you can, if you have difficulties, you can go through bit by bit, and I'll show you how easy it is to set up, and all the quite a few features on it. Very CCTV-ish. You can draw zones and that, and I'll show you that now. So I'm going to set it up behind me, get it plugged in, and we'll be back once it's all set up. Okay, one thing, I've just squeezed in this bit because I forgot to show you. You can have an SD card in here. Again, I haven't got the instructions with me, so I'm not sure how many gigabyte, but it'll say in the instructions what's the maximum size. But I've only got a small 4 gigabyte in here just to show you. And the location of that is, if you move it manually round there, you'll see the slot there. So you got your little SD card slot there, micro SD card obviously, and a reset button in there if you needed to do like a factory reset, and then you just motor that back down. That's for recording pictures and sound onto if you need to. In my use, I'm going to use it for monitoring my 3D printer. It's very, very useful, particularly on a long print like I've just done. I know this is a bit irrelevant, so again you can skim it, but I've just done this really beautiful skull. If you want to get into 3D printing, I'll definitely recommend it. I've got quite a few videos on my site. Have a look through them, and shows you just what you can do. So that was 20 hours to print that. 20 hours. And the first one I did start, it did go haywire. Didn't stick properly to the deck, and it did that. So you can have the odd mishap. It's very, very rare now once it's set up, but you can have the odd. So it's great for monitoring that, because if it's in the middle of the night and I'm in bed or I'm out or whatever, and I can have a look and see if it's gone haywire, then I can just disconnect it. I can say, Alexa, turn off 3D printer, and it stops any wastage. So put that back off the shelf. But like I said, that's by the by. So I just thought I'd add that. That's where you put the SD card should you want to use it for recording. Right, I'm going to set it up behind now, and then we'll be straight back. Okay, so like I say, it's all set up behind me now. I don't know whether you can see it. You can probably see it flashing red and green. That's because we haven't connected it up yet. So I'm going to go talk you through all how to set it up and show you how easy it is. And like I say, it's exactly the same procedure as any of the Tapo devices, the plugs, the light switches, the bulbs, whatever, and you'll see how easy it connects first time. I've already uninstalled it because it was obviously installed, so it's as if we're starting from scratch now. So all you do, you plug it in, plug the wire in the back of the thing, put it in your desired position, and then you've got to download the Tapo app from the Play Store or whatever. And you see it there on my phone there, Tapo. So if we click Tapo there, that's the home screen that you normally get. And as you can see, I've got shed TV, my printer, tumble dryer, washing machine, and my shed heater, and the bedroom plug. 6 devices now. I want to add the camera. So top right hand side, very top of the screen, under the time, you see a little plus sign. That's to add a new appliance. So we'll click that now, and down the left you've got cameras, plugs, bulbs, light strips, all the Tapo devices. So we want the top one, obviously, cameras, so click cameras, and then second down, yours might be in a different order on here depending on the firmware and how update yours is. So my one I want is Tapo C200. So select that, but mine's there, the second row down on the right. This camera is a Tapo C200. If you're using a different one, obviously select the one for yours, and it won't always be there. It might be like third row down by the time you watch this video or whatever. So we select that now, Tapo C200. And it's saying plug it in and wait for about 30 seconds until the LED blinks red and green. And you'll see that the actual sort of camera motoring around. It motors backwards and forwards and up and down, and then as you can see there, I can't get it in focus with me and that, so I'll just leave that blurred. You can see that it's flashing red and green. So on the screen there it says, is it flashing red or green? Next. If it isn't, click the one underneath and that'll take you to a menu to try some other things. We'll click next because it is flashing red and green. And I'm doing this in real time. I'm not speeding any of this up, so you'll see how long it actually takes to connect. So connect to device. Tapo wants to use a temporary Wi-Fi network to connect to your device. Sometimes this comes up, this temporary bit, like in my other video, if you've watched that. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not sure when it decides it wants to, but basically it doesn't matter. You just go through all the instructions. So it's saying, yes, we want to connect to this Tapo Cam BA83. Connect. So it's now trying connecting. So unable to connect to your Tapo device right now. This is the first time this has come up, so I'm glad it has, really. So because every other one, it's come up. Make sure it's powered on. Check the LED. If it is blinking amber, please wait a moment for it to refresh. No. Or press the reset button once to exit Amazon and set it up again. Make sure your phone or tablet is connected to this Tapo device's network. Make sure it is. Yep. You can see there on the top left hand side it's connected to Tapo Cam network. Move your phone tablet closer to this Tapo device. Turn off cellular data and try again. So I'm going to try it closer up. Turn off the VPN or apps based on VPN mechanism. So try again. It's looking for the device. Right, it found it. So as you saw, I had to hold my phone closer to it to do it. So it's asking me now for my network password. So this is your home router password. I'm mosaicing it out. Click next. I've got a mosaic it out here anyway, so yeah, there's the password, that is right. And click next. So it's now connecting to the actual network, not its own sort of temporary network.
Connecting to Wi-Fi.
And this one actually speaks. You heard then, connecting to Wi-Fi. I hope you heard that. I forgot this speaks. The
Wi-Fi connected.
Wi-Fi connected. It says connecting to your network, still on here. I'm going to sit here about another minute, but I'll speed this up just to make it a bit less boring, and I'll tell you how long it actually takes. Didn't need to. I was just about to speed it up then, but pairing, right. So it paired it, and now it's gone on to. So it took about a minute, a bit longer than the plugs. The plugs seem to take a bit quicker than that. But now it's asking you to name it. So you obviously don't want to call it Tapo Camera BA83. So I'm just going to call mine Camera. I'll do it all in uppercase. Camera. I've only got one in the house, so, but if you had more than one or you contemplate more than one, you'd call it lounge camera, bedroom camera, whatever. And then when you say Alexa, view bedroom camera or whatever, you can do that. So once you've done that, click next. And then it says setting each camera's location is a great way to tell them apart. So you've got a list here, but I bet it hasn't got shed on it. No, it hasn't. So
The SD card is not formatted. Please format it according to the app guidelines.
So I don't know whether you heard that then, the SD card isn't formatted. Again, I put that in on purpose. I normally don't use an SD card because I have no need to record on it. So I found one, I put it in, but I purposefully didn't format it just to show you on here how to do it. So I've not actually ever done that yet. So we haven't got a facility on here to put shed camera by the look of it. So garage. So I'm going to put garage. That's the nearest. So next. Right, complete. You've configured your Tapo device and it's ready for use. So again, shows you there how to mount it to the wall. I'm just putting it on its base. I can't remember again whether you get a bracket in the box with it. I don't know, but if you wanted to mount it to the wall, click that. Sounds good. And then it comes up about cloud storage. If you want to save your recorded footage on the cloud, if it was like detecting a break-in and they nicked the camera as well, you've lost your SD card with the footage on, but on the cloud, it would be recorded there. Again, I've no need to do that, but you can start a 30-day trial if you wanted to do it, but I don't want to do it. So I'm going to click the top right, skip, and then you can go into camera settings if you want to do it. Let me think, I got it. So set up local storage. So it's asking to insert a micro SD card, which we have, with storage from 8 to 128. Well, mine I think it's only 4 gig. Like I said, I've put in there just to try it out. After inserting it, it says initialize it in the Tapo app. Do not format it on your computer or using third-party software. So it asks you to format it in the device. So I click got it. Now the firmware update, it's asking you what time you want to do that, and it defaults to, like the plugs, to between 3 AM and 5 AM because that's the time you're likely to be asleep. But you could set it to update at any time you like. So I'll leave that to update between 3 and 5. That's every now and then it updates itself when new firmware is available. Got it? And there we are now at the top left-hand side. Camera, garage. So if we click on that now, new micro SD card identified. And it's also picking my voice up here. So we might get a bit of feedback, but we'll try. Also motion detected, so we're going to turn all these things off, don't worry. I'm going to turn my phone down, hang on. Right, I've turned the volume off on my phone now. To use a micro SD card for recording, initialize it. Note that all data on the micro SD card will be deleted. So yeah, initialize. And you can see at the top there, it is now formatting the SD card that I've put in. And you can see me, that's it, live there. I'll run through all the controls on screen any second. And there's quite a few of them. So you're getting a rare view of the back so you can see how untidy my desk is. Okay, we've got motion detected again, so I'm going to turn that off. So, okay, right, it's formatted the SD card now. So we've got along the bottom of the screen the little square thing now on the left hand side. If you click on that, that's like a multi-screen view. We've only got one camera, so you'll need the one screen. But if you had 2, 3, 4 cameras, you could click on that and you can see up to 8 cameras. You see a little arrow at the bottom there and you can select which camera you want to see. So I'll click that again to go back to a single view. The next one along is photo. So we just click photo and that has now taken a snapshot of that moment in time and stored it to the SD card. The next one along is the movie camera, and again I'm now recording this. Again we'll come to this motion detection bit. So we're up to 13-14 seconds. Turn it off, and it's put that on the card now. Camera's microphone, so you can turn it up and down the sensitivity of the microphone. As you heard, it was detecting my voice and I was getting feedback over the phone. So do that. And then this one here, the extreme right and the 4 sort of like compass points, that flips the screen. So yeah, that manually flips the screen, or you can just do it as you would with a normal phone. If you tick it horizontal, it will go horizontal. Once we're in horizontal mode, the symbols on the right are slightly different. You've got your camera, you've got your record. The middle bit brings up an extra screen where you can pan and tilt it up, down, left and right. So if we click that now, there you can see at the bottom left hand side, up, down, right and left arrows have appeared. So if we click the down arrow, you can see it's now moving down. If we click the up arrow, it's moving up. And again, left arrow, move left, and it's got quite a wide movement. You can see it go right to the other end of the shed. Really, really good. It's almost like an owl's head all the way around. You can see it's now looking almost directly behind it. There, and it's reached the extent, but that's like, you can see the chair it sat on there. So it's just sort of just speeded that bit up there just to show you the range of movement. This is the actual speed it travels at. That's like the real life speed you can see, but like I say, almost a 360-degree movement really. And again, the same up. If I go up, and I'm just holding my finger on these, and again all the way down, which would just be the seat it's sat on. So the next one down on the right side is the microphone. So you can see there, if I press that button there, I can actually talk to the device. So if I hold that, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. I released it quick then because we were getting feedback. But you could hear that. It's a very tinny, it's a tiny little speaker, but it's enough to sort of like talk to quieten a baby or whatever. I'll turn this motion detection off soon when we get to it. Can't remember where the screen is at the moment. And then this bottom one here was like a phone symbol on the right hand side under the microphone one. Turn the mic off now. If we press that, that is the same as just holding your finger on the mic. If I press that, I'm now talking all the time without holding the mic button. That's exactly the same. It's like permanently holding the mic button. So I'm going to turn that straight off. So that's that. So if we go back to vertical mode now, and you can see it's flipped around, and that gives you access to the other controls. So that's all the camera movement, microphone on and off, and controls, which you've got there along the top. Privacy mode, if you click that means it's streaming and recording functions are disabled to protect your privacy. So you can give the details to a family member or whatever, and they could start watching you from their house, which could be quite embarrassing. So you'd then go on to privacy mode, exit privacy mode. And the bottom ones there, alarm off, tap OK, playback and memory. So first of all, we go playback and memory. We'll start from that and move up to the alarm bit. So these now are the ones I've recorded on, the motion detection, when it set off motion detection and recorded that bit. It's saying there no recordings. So And yeah, I did record for a bit. I'll try that later, and I'll press record, and we'll see if they appear in there. So go back to Tapo Care in the middle again. That's that online storage if you want it, or cloud storage. And then yeah, the button on the left is just alarm off or alarm on. And there's various alarm settings, and I'll go through them in a second. Now up to the top of the screen here, we've got AU, where it says there, nothing to do with gold, but if we press AU, that's the light sensitivity. So at the moment we're on auto, so it determines if there's enough light in the room to show in colour, or you can select day mode, so it locks it in that even at night it would be trying to collect colour, and it would be very, very grainy. And night mode, I'll record these before I upload this video. I'll record some night footage to show you how grainy it is if you don't select night mode. And then night mode, it turns on its own infrared emitter, like a sort of standard CCTV camera, and it's in black and white, but it's ultra crisp, and even in no light. So day mode now, there we're on. There, the little symbol changes to a sun at the top. Click on that, and if we put it on night mode now, it will go to night mode, and we'll see it in black and white, and that's how it appears. And it is that clear at night as well, but black and white, even in a pitch black room, it's enough to easily light up this shed, as you'll see later. So we'll go back to auto, and the little cogwheel next to that, the little settings one, icon and location. So we may be able to change that there. Let's have a look. Oops. No, it's just giving you the set rooms. Invert image, if you want to, if you were mounting it, say on the ceiling, you could select invert image. Status LED. If you can see it behind me, I'm going to motor it round. Hang on a minute. So yeah, so I've motored it round now. As you can see, it's facing, you can just about see the little green status LED on the front. If you wanted that off, you'd click that, and you can see behind me it went off. If I click it again, it comes back on. Just normally you would leave that on. I can't see, but if it was right in your line of sight at night or something, you could turn it off. Privacy zones. Click on that, and again, there's a click on privacy zones. All that's coming up is this Tapo Care thing. I was hoping to be a box you can scroll around to do it, and I can't see where the privacy zone thing is. View more. It just keeps trying to sell you this Tapo Care thing, that's for sure. No. I'm going to have a look at that later, this privacy zones thing, see if I can work out what it means, and come back to that. Detections and alerts. So we've got, as you kept here in the Bing Bong, motion detection on, and if we turn that, every time it detects motion, again, in a certain position, it will send an alert like that to your phone. And then you look under your notifications of your phone, you've got loads of alerts when it's detected motion. I'm going to turn that off for now. It tells you here, motion detection, detect in real time, low, normal or high sensitivity, and activity zones. So you can select on here, customize the motion detection node to only capture what happens in set zones. So say I'm going to do it over by my door here. And I'm going to, where are we? It shows there entire view covered, clear all, add a zone. So I've added that zone there, and you can move it around left and right. So I'm just going to put that, make it quite a low zone, and put it just around the door handle there. So that's the only motion detection zone now where it will trigger an alarm. Add a zone, you can add another zone as well. So you can add multiple zones if you like. So ideally, if you had, say, a pet in the room that stayed at low level, you could sort of like eliminate that zone so it wouldn't keep going, giving a false alarm. So I've now put it for just around the door handle, and I'm going to click tick at the top, and that has now set it to just that motion. So I'm just going to test this now. So we'll go on to full screen, and as I move around here, it shouldn't set anything off because I'm not in that zone. I'm still not in that zone. I'll go behind me here. So no, it's not detecting motion. Even up to here, it isn't. But as I get to the door handle, it should. So you can see it detected motion then. Bit of a delay, not instant, so it's not going to be as good as a CCTV camera or whatever, but you can see even around here, so it's not, shouldn't be picking any of that up at all. So in detection and alerts, we've got motion detection on, artificial intelligence detection off. If we click that, you can select person or baby crying detection. Tells you what it on, but people come into it, uses its own algorithm to detect if you're a person or a baby crying noise or whatever, so we'll leave them off. Motion camera alarm, you can set the alarm on or off, and when you set it on, you can select sound and light, and the white light flashes as you see in a minute on the front, and the sound, you can be either a siren or a tone. We'll leave it at siren, and again you can set it to be on all the time or only do that during certain hours or during a night or custom schedule or whatever. So that actually is like an alarm on the camera itself. Motion tracking, when motion tracking is detected, it will continue tracking the activity until it has stopped. And where are we? Activity notifications. It'll push notification to your phone when it detects, as you heard, it'll do a ding dong and that'll be appearing notifications. Rich notifications there, when enabled, the camera will send notifications with snapshots. So as well as that, it'll accept a snapshot of what it is notifying. Instantly review the related video clip to know exactly what's happening. So again, you can turn it on and off during certain hours. So you can see quite a lot of things as you would have like on a home CCTV system. So I'm going to do the motion detection. I'm going to set that to the most sensitive. Sorry, high motion sensitivity high. So we're on motion detector, activity zone, just there round the door handle. Okay. And I'm going to set the alarm. Camera alarm on, and I'm going to do it to sound and light. Like I say, you can have it on sound and light, just the light or just the sound. So we're on sound and light. So hopefully now, as I move into that area, you'll see the front of the camera light come on, and it should start doing its alarm. There. So that sent a message to me phone, and it started sirening on there, and the tone is just a beeping tone. Again, I'll do it again. So there is a bit of a delay. Okay, so yeah, it just does 2 or 3 bleep bleeps. So I think we've covered everything now. Oh, the pan and tilt. If you select pan and tilt there from the menu, you've got the marks that appear when you're in landscape mode anyway. But you've also got vertical patrol, horizontal patrol, and mark position. So I'm not sure what them are. I've not used them yet. And these little ones here. There's marks there. Mark your current position and you can quickly rotate your camera to the marked direction. Alright, so I'll put it there where this old camera is, and then pan and tilt. So if I go on to now vertical patrol, camera patrolling, so it's obviously just going up and down constantly. No, it just does one vertical patrol, and a horizontal patrol again I won't do it, it'll go right the way around and back again. Mark position, current position, mark position 1, that's what I did, so save. So let's move it away from that, and then we'll click mark position again. Hang on. It looks like it's just saving those positions. So how do I motor it to one of them positions? Marks. Oh yeah, then you bring up marks and you can see them there. So you can, when you press mark, if I click that one now, it will motor over, I would think, to that. Yeah, let's motor it over to that position. Click that one there, it will motor to that position. So you can add certain marks and just take it directly to that. So another great feature. So let's have a look. So let's try record. I'm going to record this. Right, I'm showing record now. I'm going to go to pan and tilt and move it around. So, again, as you can see, that's live there. Flip it manually sideways. Still live. And I'm going to click the little blue stop thing. We've been recording now for a few seconds. Click stop. Recording saved to memory. So, flip the thing back up. Sorry, I didn't do this bit on the pan and tilt thing, but you can see it set how many degrees the camera will move per tap of the pan and tilt. So again, you can make it move a lot faster or slower. Another thing, keep discovering things. There's that many menus on these, but they're all pretty intuitive once you discover them. So click top right again, the little cogwheel, the settings, and if we click micro SD card, you can see loop recording on or off. So that means once it has filled up your card, it'll start at the beginning again, like if you've got a dash cam, that's what they usually do, and then record for so many minutes over that. If you set that off, once it's filled its card, it will leave that without re-recording. Won't record any new stuff, obviously, but it will save what you've already recorded if you don't want that rubbing off. And the thing at the bottom there, format, obviously, to format a non-formatted card. Recording schedule. You can put it on continuous recording, detection recording, and don't record. So at the bottom here, playback and memory. Click on playback. And these were all the motion detection ones it did. And if you look at there, there's like a stripe. This is just like on my CCTV at home. It's a timer when it detected these things. So it detected motion detection at 11:45, 11:40, and so on and so on. And you can pull your time stripe backwards and forwards there. So again, top right, going through some of these things. Camera tells you the model. And all your info, your Wi-Fi, everything, the location, camera, invert, image, video quality here. It's on 720 at the moment, but put it on 1080p. Obviously, it would take a lot more data on your card. That for me, 720p will be ideal. I'm only looking at it on a small screen. I'll leave it at 720. but it says at the top higher quality, a faster internet connection as well. So I'm going to leave it at 720. Advanced settings, privacy mode, off, on, record audio, power line frequency, I've left it on auto, camera count, on screen display, pan and tilt correction. Don't know if you've got it set at an angle maybe for that, I'm not sure, because I'm not going into every single screen. Mounting guide, take the camera to a location that you would like to monitor, and it's actually walking you through how to actually test the Wi-Fi signal, blah blah blah. Auto reboot off. And again, back on this screen, playback and memory. If we click that, playback, we've got all your files recorded to play back. Everyone in its memory is here. All the pictures, the snapshots we've taken, and just as in any camera sort of thing, if you want to delete whatever, just press and hold, and then you can, once it's got the tick on it there, click delete. Delete all. I'm not sure how I would click delete all. Do I have to tick them all? There may be a delete all button somewhere, but I'm going to manually just click all these, delete everything. And then on the playback one, the motion detection ones are here, and again you can click on them to play each individual one back. If you click on the arrow, you can go on like a calendar. There was no recordings yesterday, but you could go back. In the top corner of that, on the playback one, you can select the speed to play back at half speed, quarter speed, 1/8 speed, or 1/16 speed. Why you would want that, I don't know. So I'm going to manually record again from here. So I've pressed recording, and hopefully it's recording sound as well. You can hear how the quality of the sound, which I don't think will be very good. We'll go up a bit. So you can see that actually behind me now. You can see the reflections of my light. So I'll go down a bit. So there, you can't see it so much now. So that's a good recording for 40 seconds. Press stop. Recording saved to memory. So we should be able to go into that now. Playback and memory. So these are all the motion detection ones. Memory, yeah, there we are. Because I deleted everything from there. If I click that now, that's the 40 seconds. I'll click play. I've turned the volume up on my phone now. Maybe you'll be able to hear it. Hopefully it's recording sound as well. You can hear how quality of the sound, which I don't think is very good. Don't know whether you heard that, but I could hear it coming out of my phone. So if I had headphones on, I could easily hear the sound it had recorded. So yeah, not massively loud, but you can see. So I think I've just about, I'm going to turn my volume down on my phone again. I think I've just about covered everything now. So yeah, I can't make this room, even with the blind down, you get a bit of light creep. So I'll try and make it as dark as I can now, just to show you in dark. But turn the lights out. Right, it's quite dark in here now, but you can see the camera, you know, that's it now in this light. You can see how grainy I look on the main screen that you're looking at here. If you look at the insert of the camera, it's still pretty, you know, it's picking up a good picture in that. But I'm going to film it tonight once it goes dark, and then I can add this to this video. and I'll show you the difference and how crisp it appears. By that time I'll have it probably at the back of the room there where I normally mount it, and you can see the how good it is at night in the total darkness. So put this back on and back on. Okay, so this is what you can do with Alexa. Alexa, show camera.
Okay.
So there, you can see that's live now. You can see me, and I'm coming out. The microphone is picking me up on the camera. The microphone is picking me up on the camera. So you can actually talk into the camera as you would like with an Alexa show. And I could say,
go.
Alexa, show camera.
Okay.
And then you'd say, Alexa, hide camera. Alexa, hide camera. Alexa, show camera.
Okay.
And there we are, live again. It's a fair old lag, but yeah, so you can display it, link it with Alexa and control it with that. Alexa, hide camera. Okay, so I'll just show you them nighttime views and settings with a bit of a voiceover, and then we'll come back with a conclusion. Okay, so here we are at night now. It's dark outside, and this is in the obviously in the man shed, and here I am live. And that's where I usually have it, and as you can see, it's ideal for monitoring me 3D printer there. One thing I didn't show you before was that you can pinch and zoom, just like you can on your Google Maps or whatever. So if I just pinch out like that, and you can see, and I'm on 1080p now, I've set it 1080p, so you can zoom in a fair distance and still get a clear image. Don't forget, this is just for, it's not my CCTV, doesn't have to be 4K or anything for my purposes. The more you zoom in, if you were using it as a CCTV, it'd be great, because to have a higher resolution one, if you're using it outside, peeping through a window, because you could identify number plates and things like that. But for me, it's absolutely ideal, and I can move the image around and zoom in, as you can see. But I just want to show you the difference in the light. So this is it with all the lights on now in the room. The not me camera light up here, but all the main downlighters in the shed are now on, and it's in daylight mode. Sorry, it's in auto mode. Yeah, it's in auto mode. So as I go on, as I turn the lights out, you will see the night view kick in, and the IR emitter, the infrared emitter, will come on. So you can see how grainy it is before it kicks in. But after that, you can see how really good it is. I'll turn my monitor off, try and make it as dark as I can in here. I can't turn my PC lights off, but you can see this is absolutely sort of pitch black now in here. Pretty much I I can see the lights on the camera, and I can see the red LED, red infrared emitters, and you can see how absolutely crystal clear right to the end of the shed is there. You can see me waving. So that's the nighttime view. There's a pan around. A really crisp, nice view in total darkness. Turn the lights on now, and it should kick in auto and turn to colour. Just let it click, and there it is, showing a colour image. So yeah, really good night mode on it, and plenty of light from the IR emitter for a room this size anyway. So as you can see, Night Shot's really crisp with its IR emitter. So yeah, so I hope it's, as you know, all my subscribers will know my videos are always long and drawn out, but I try and include every little screen and every detail I can, because you can always skip using the red line the bits you don't want. But I've tried to include as much as I could, but as you appreciate, some of the stumbling through that, it was a learning curve for me as well. I hadn't revised all the settings or anything like that, so I was just doing it as I was learning as well. Most of the things I never will use. I won't use exclusion zones. I won't trigger the light and the alarm on it or anything like that. I don't want notifications when it detects movement. All I want to do is monitor it from the pub while my printer's printing, see if it's making a gobbledygook mess like I showed you before, and turn the printer off via one of the Tapo plugs. So yeah, that's all I'll be using it for, but everything else is in there, all the recording alarms and everything. The exclusion zones are great if you've got something in the line of view which is constantly moving, say like a fish tank or a bird in a cage or something like that, or if you're looking out of a window, if you've got a moving object outside and you want to monitor your property. Like I say, it's not waterproof, so you don't put it outside, but you could put it on a windowsill looking outside, and you can exclude, say, like a windmill in your garden or whatever, so it's not being triggered by that. So yeah, I think for the money, really good, and totally reliable so far. Never had a glitch with it in use. It's connected every time. So yeah, I'm dead pleased with that. So hopefully this video has been of some use. I'll put, like I said, a link to it in the description. And as always, it will be an affiliated Amazon link. If you do click, which means if you do click on that link and buy anything from that browsing session, I will get a small commission. It's a very small pennies commission per sale, and but every little bit helps keep this channel going. So if you're going to buy one, it'd be great if you could buy it through that link. It won't cost you a penny extra. So hope it's been of some use, this video. Give us a thumbs up if it has, please. Thumbs down if you like, if it hasn't been of any use, and I'll catch you for the next one. I think it's going to be a very short one, which is unusual for me. I'm going to try and keep it probably 20 minutes maximum, something like that, which is short for me, on a free source of distilled water, with all the tests for hardness, comparing it to tap water and that. If you haven't already subscribed and you'd like to, please click the little picture here of the shed on the left, and also click the little bell icon below once you've subscribed, and you'll be alerted to any uploads that I do as soon as they get uploaded. So once again, thanks for watching this. Hope to see you shortly for the next one. Bye for now.